Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is Uncensored, and it should be Adam McKola introducing this video. But what's the matter? He's gone and hurt his little face, hasn't he? What's up with you? What's going on?
Feel like Kanye West through the wire right now.
What's up?
Got stitches all up in my face.
It must be something
Swollen,
exciting,
look.
like
Can
fighting
you
or
see the swelling?
getting into some sort of... I can see the swelling,
You see the swelling? Yeah. I look like Thingy from Family Guy.
Have you been fighting? Something sexy going
No,
on?
so about a month ago I had a wisdom tooth out and I had to get another one out. But it's horrible. They've stitched me all up inside.
Have they? They've put you back together nicely, have they? So you're just
And
sort of
you know when
licking
the
your
drugs
wounds,
wear off,
literally.
Yeah, and I can't eat properly because I can't open my mouth properly. I can't chew. It's horrible. For breakfast today, I had a smoothie. What a tragic affair that was. I'm excited for Barcelona. That's what it is.
It is big, isn't it? It's a big game, this, isn't it? Give me your just
Europa
overall
League,
thoughts on this tie. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's not real. Whoever wins this, it's pink slips. Whoever wins this goes straight into the Champions League quarterfinals. We've agreed that. What are you thinking? Talk me through this game as you see it. I'm
actually quite weary about this game because Barcelona are good. I think they've not lost in 16 games. We've lost once in 16 games. It's going to be a difficult one. Obviously, the away leg first, early kickoff. I hate them early kickoffs in the Europa League. Last time we went there, we didn't go too well, although they had Messi and we had Phil Jones. So I suppose that had something to do with it. But yeah, they've got a really good team, and I'm glad Casemiro's back. But no Eriksen. The performance of what did you think of Fred's performance against Leeds? Because I thought it was rubbish.
The second time?
So, yeah, Sunday.
I thought he was okay. I thought he did some good things. The only one thing he did that I thought was really bad was that tackle on the halfway line where he just sort of stuck his toe in and just got pushed straight past, and they drove past him. You just think you need to be a bit stronger than that.
I'm happy to accept I'm wrong, but I just thought he was poor. And yeah, he got man of the match, and then everyone started telling me he was amazing in my comments, and I just thought I didn't see it. Kept giving the ball away. We kept putting ourselves under pressure. We could see Harry Maguire start. That'd be a worry.
Yeah.
No, Lissandro is there.
No, I'm thinking Shaw at left centre back, and Malacia at left back.
Yeah, I thought Malacia was good the other day anyway. So, you know, I don't think many players were good in the first half. I thought we were bad. I don't. That's what was so good about us winning that game. We were crap and we won. How good is that? That's what Ten Hag's done, you know.
I've got a few stats that I want to give you. Okay. And some of these are quite unbelievable. First of all, United's record against Barcelona generally is terrible. We've lost the last 4 games that we've played against them. However, that's sort of only scratching the surface of this. The last time Manchester United scored a goal in the Nou Camp was 1999 Champions League final.
3-3.
No, the final.
Champions League final, yeah, but against Barcelona it would have been a 3-3 then.
Yeah, the last time we scored against Barcelona was a 3-3. That is also the only time Manchester United have ever scored a goal against Barcelona in the Nou Camp. That's the only time we've ever done it.
We had the 0-0 when we went through in 08, didn't we? And Ronaldo missed the penalty.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Leg. I remember thinking, oh my God, Ronaldo, you've blown the chance now.
So another good stat for you.
But yeah, we should have won that.
That 3-3, against Barcelona was also Xavi, their current manager's first ever Champions League game. There's another good stat. That's nice, isn't it?
He played in the 3-3?
Yep. It was his first ever game for him.
No way. Do you know that 3-3 at Old Trafford is one of my favourite games ever? Like, it's so good. We wore the away kit for some reason. Beckham scores a free kick. Like, does a little celebration in front of the dugout. Oh, it was good times, man. That was a great game, that was. And we drew both games, 3-3, 6-6 on aggregate. They went out. Us and Bayern Munich went through. Brøndby went out as well. They were the whipping boys. And then the rest was history, as they say.
But I think also Louis van Gaal was their manager during those games.
Rivaldo played for them and won Ballon d'Or. That was a joke.
Yeah.
Beckham should have won that, yeah.
Rivaldo scored 2 goals in the 3-3 at the Nou Camp. But yeah, what do you think our chance are here?
Well.
He scored in the home leg. He scored at Old Trafford. Away,
I think,
it was
you know what,
York
we have got a
Colour.
good chance, especially at the new camp. You know what, with the way Eric Ten Hag will have us set up, and if we can hit them on a counter attack, because whilst they're a good Barcelona team and they're in good form, they're not that. You know, Barcelona where they've been invincible, and you're like, Jesus, they're just going to pass you off the park. They're possibly not that strong mentally anymore. So if you get at them, I think we can hit them on a counter attack. The trouble for me is it'd be interesting to see how we start Weghorst, because I thought first 60 minutes, 70 minutes against Leeds was poor. And then he gets dropped in deep and he plays a lot better. We miss him, like, this is why we can't rely on him. We miss Marshall when he doesn't play. We need a striker, do you know what I mean? And that's one of the things that, if Martial was starting and fit, I think we go there and beat them like we do at the Etihad. You know how we used to do that, go to the Etihad and 2-1 them, 2-0 them. I think there's possibilities for that, but just depends on where Weghorst plays. I liked him a little bit deeper, weirdly, but is he going to be able to play there every game? Probably not. Are we going to start Garnacho? Be good if Antony was back. We've missed him. But I thought Sancho was all right against Leeds, despite getting pulled off. I mean, subbed off.
Yeah, I think we've got some good options. My only worry with Sancho is, obviously, I think the 60 minutes coming off was a fitness thing rather than a form thing, wasn't it? Like, he's barely played. I'm a bit worried that if he comes off in the new camp, or if he doesn't start or whatever, you've either got an 18-year-old who it's not really fair to throw him into this game, or a player that is probably only fit to play 60 minutes. What do you think? Would you play Garnacho? Would you start Garnacho?
Garnacho can handle these. I don't know if he'd start him. He'd be fine coming on in this game. Garnacho will piece these like up. He's good, you know. Garnacho is the truth, bro. But I think
he's a great player.
I think the manager's managing him well in terms of his game time, keeping him on his toes, bringing him in and out. In previous years, he would have been playing every game and he would have been washed out already. People would have been fuming at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he's playing him really well at the minute. He fits in tactically. It's a good difference. He enables us to put Rashford through the middle. I like Garnacho. Maybe we start Rashford through the middle and go Garnacho on the left. I wouldn't be totally against that.
Yeah.
I just think previous selections suggest he'll start on the bench.
Yeah, I think he probably will. And also, I think he probably wants someone that we can hit with sort of long balls like Weghorst, or up to more of a target man, because probably we're going to be sitting back a little bit, aren't we? If you look at Barcelona's stats in the quarter-final against Real Sociedad on the 25th of Jan, they had 74% possession. Against Getafe on the 22nd of Jan in the game just gone, they had similar numbers as well, 68%.
We have got Casemiro back though, you know.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to make a difference then? We're still going to be sat back, aren't we?
Shea Martinez ain't starting. I think he makes a big difference to the team. But Varane should be back. So you'd like to think we'd be able to hopefully get a hold of the ball. But yeah, you'd expect them to dominate possession. I wouldn't expect 75% though. I'd be worried if it was that.
The only thing I think with Weghorst is I think he might want someone to play as a bit of a target man. Because we're going to be sitting back. I think we're going to be counter-attacking. Just looking at the stats from some of Barca's recent games, against Sociedad in the Copa del Rey quarter-final, they had 74% possession. Against Getafe the other day, or last week, they had 68% possession. Again, just going through just random games. 66% possession, that's away from home. They're just dominating games. 66% possession against Sevilla as well. So it's not just the teams lower down in the division. I know Sevilla aren't doing so well this year, but still against big teams. How do you see us playing? Do you think it will be sit back, counter attack, or do you think we're going to try and sort of impose ourselves on the game?
I think they'll dominate possession, but look, I think with Casemiro, and maybe we'll miss Martinez, and we miss him whenever he's not in the team. With Casemiro and Varane back, you'd hope that we have a little bit more control when we do get on the ball. One of the issues we had against Leeds particularly was that, Leeds kind of sat off us, allowed Maguire and Fred and all those guys to have the ball, safe with the knowledge that they were going to get it back. You know what I mean? They were always, very rarely were they finding the men and finding the incisive passes. I think most of their completed passes will be sideways. So with Varane and Casemiro, you like to think that would improve and they have more control in possession and we'd give it away less. But you would expect them to dominate. If you can get to Old Trafford in your level, you'd take that. But I think there's something in there where we could hit them on a counter and win, especially the form Rashford's in at the moment.
This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped are the leaders in men's grooming. And with our code Paddock20, you can get 20% off and free shipping when you go to manscaped.com. The link is in the description. Go and check them out. But here's the thing. Manscaped are offering you the chance to have proper hygiene as your 2023 New Year's resolution. Something you can actually stick to because Manscaped make it easy. They offer, look at this, absolute array of perfect products for you and the chaps downstairs. Join over 7 million men who would absolutely agree with me. If you're looking to upgrade your hygiene and grooming routine, look no further than the Perfect Package 4.0. This is your one-stop shop for hygiene, including the jewel in the crown, the Lawnmower 4.0. This is, how can I describe it? The best thing in my life. The king of this package is the Lawnmower 4.0. Look at it right there, resplendent, standing proud, in pride of place in your perfect package. Now this thing, what can I say about the Lawnmower 4.0 that hasn't already been said? Basically, from cock to coccyx, this thing has you covered. Take it anywhere, put it anywhere, and use it anywhere, because it's also waterproof. So if you want to do it in the shower, that's where I do it. I'm in the shower, I'm getting to know myself a little bit, and I'm taking care of what needs to be taken care of. Genuinely, nothing helps, nothing makes me feel more confident walking around in the bedroom, out of the bedroom, than having a nicely tidied downstairs area. And it's not just the Lawnmower 4.0. The Platinum package also comes with the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Look at that. Look at that lovely classy bottle. You've also got the body wash and of course the deodorant as well, all of which I use every single day. And to complete the set, Manscaped threw in the Shed travel bag to keep all of your goodies in, as well as the anti-chafing boxes, which genuinely is the perfect follow-up to your New Year's gym session. So take advantage of Manscaped's best value bundle and save 20% off and get free shipping using the code Paddock20 at checkout. That is the code Paddock20 for 20% off and free shipping. Time to save and shave with Manscaped. You're the most confident person I know going into this game. Steve is shitting himself. I'm shitting myself. Jay just sort of thinks it might be a bit of a smash and grab, but you seem to think, like, have you seen how well Barca are doing? I know you said that they've conceded 7 goals all season.
Yeah, we're playing well.
We are, but they're conceding 1 goal every 3 games, Adam. That's like better than Chelsea.
They're in the Europa League with us for a reason, bro.
They are, but their league form has been
They're in the
unbelievable.
Europa League with us for a reason. No, I know, and we could go there and get spanked. Yeah. But on the same token, we could go there, keep a clean sheet, and stick it up them.
Yeah. Oh God, I love that.
So, you know, they'll be as worried about us as we will about them.
Yeah.
They'll be as worried in midfield about coming up against Casemiro. You know, Lewandowski against Varane. Cool. You know, Rashford, their defense is going to be sleepless nights about Rashford.
Yeah, that's true. The Rashford thing, I think, is massive because that will put them on the back foot mentally as well as just in the game owner. They know that how
we've got the most informed player in Europe right now.
Yeah, that is.
And they're in incredible form and they're doing really well. And Xavi's, you know, doing something there, but Ten Hag's doing something at Man United.
You think? How happy are you with him at the minute?
Bring him.
Do you think that we're like? Him. Yeah.
I love him. I think he's taken us further than I expected in a shorter amount of time. I think when you look at all the decisions he makes on and off the pitch, he's just got everything spot on.
Yeah.
Okay, because sometimes tactically you get it wrong in a game, but more often than not, he gets that right too. You look at the substitutions he made the other day, wins the game for us. Just everything about him. Come out the other day talking about the Battle of the Roses and that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going on about? All right, chill out. You did your research yesterday.
Yeah, someone's handed you a
little bit on
Wikipedia. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, you know, just even the way he talks about Rashford, and this guy gets it, man.
Yeah.
He knows he's privileged to be in the position he's in, but he knows the privilege he's got, but he also is aware that he's the boss, and everybody around him is aware he's the boss, and that's the way it has to be. Have I got a lisp? I've got a lisp, haven't I?
It's nice though. It's good. It's nice seeing you with a couple of war wounds. I wouldn't say it's sexy, but it's sort of in the sort of Jonathan Ross kind of way. Yeah, it's nice the way it gives him a sort of.
He wears some good velour.
Yeah.
So maybe we've got that in common.
Yeah. Like approachable and homely because he's showing some sort of weakness there. But actually, when you think about it more, it's kind of sexy, actually. Just on Casemiro, I want to talk about that because I think United's best player this season, and maybe United's best player just in general. Certainly up there with Rashford, anyway.
Ever.
United's best player I've ever seen. Is there part of you that thinks they might know how to get around him? Like, if anyone in Europe has got a way to sort of nullify and circumnavigate Casemiro,
Xavi's not
it might be
playing.
Real Madrid. No, I get that, but
Iniesta's not playing.
Yeah, but they've got some good players. Do you not worry about that at all? Do you think they're shitting it because Casemiro's going for us?
I am, of course, I'm worried, man. You can go to Barcelona and get battered. Everybody knows that. But, I'm confident in United. I'm cool. And it's the Europa League. I don't get nervous about the Europa League to the semi-finals and that. I ain't like you, Mugs.
You say that, but I've seen you.
If we get knocked out of the Europa League,
yeah,
probably a benefit to our season.
I've seen you in Europa League games that we went on to win, storming off the watch-along because you couldn't bear it because you were too stressed and annoyed at everyone. So when you say you don't get wound up by group stages... No, that was this season. That was against, Sheriff at home. You were storming. I'm sick of these. I'm sick of these lot. Yous lot aren't helping either.
I don't like the Europa League, man. You know why?
Go. Why?
I'm a spoiled brat. Spoiled brat.
You are a bit. You've seen it all. You've seen too much, haven't you?
I just want to we should be in Champions League. This is some phony-ass United Barcelona game.
Yeah.
It means a lot. I'll be through the ringer on the watch along. But Jay's going, any little scumbag.
Yeah, Jay's at the game. He's going to be there. He's going to be giving us his updates.
I'm more nervous for the cup final.
Yeah. Well, that's only 2 weeks away now. Not, less than 2 weeks away. 12 days away.
I'm scared about that. I'm scared
How
about
do you think that's going to go?
I got a horrible feeling about Newcastle beating us,
Yeah, me too.
You know what it is, yeah? If their owners could have paid for the best script, this was it. Manchester United at Wembley for their first trophy. Stinks, innit?
Yeah.
Stinks.
Because we're good and we're better, but we're still not that good. We're still fragile.
But then Rory kept saying to me, oh, wow. It's like Liverpool versus Everton on Monday. Everton, everyone thinks, Everton are going to go there, but really and truly, history just means Liverpool are going to win. And possibly that's the case with United against Newcastle, but something about it, man.
Yeah. I saw a stat.
We got Casemiro. I don't think he's going to look to be leaving that pitch without a winner's medal.
Yeah. I saw a stat the other day, or today, sorry. It was looking at the number of Merseyside derbies that Everton have won by decade. And the most they've ever won since the 70s was 6. That's in the 90s. In the 2000s and the 2010s, Everton have won one Merseyside derby in both decades. That is unbearably shit, isn't it?
2 seasons ago or something, isn't it?
Yeah. How horrendous is that?
That's bad.
It's mental as well, because for a lot of that time, Everton and Liverpool have been within 2 or 3 sort of places of each other in the league. There was a point during the mid-2000s where Everton had finished 6th and Liverpool had finished 4th, or Everton had finished 8th and Liverpool had finished 5th. They weren't if you look at United and City, they've been much bigger gaps between United and City, whether it be City above us or us above them for most of the Premier League era, and they'd still put up a fight. That's what I mean. In 2008, we won the Premier League and the Champions League, and they beat us home and away that season. Everton just cannot do it.
Munich Memorial game.
That's one of the most.
Them shirts were beautiful, weren't they?
Cup final games that I wish we'd won that we didn't. Probably the biggest one. That's not a decider.
Carrick's goal was good as well. Yeah, because look at the kit. Just everything we should. I think the emotions of that they got to them. I really think they did.
Yeah, I do.
I think even
Yeah.
wearing those kits and the whole thing around it.
Yeah.
But then the 50th anniversary, I think, carried us in Moscow as well.
Yeah.
It was
That's
just
a good
meant to
point.
be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Like,
But yeah, it was
in on the treble, it was Samat's birthday, wasn't it?
yeah,
26th of May.
little things.
Just meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. Are we meant to beat Barcelona? That's my question.
I think we'll still be in the Europa League after these 2 games.
I love that. That's such a sort of nonchalant, cool way to say we're going to beat him. Hey, I'm not going to say we're beating him, but let me just tell you right now, whoever we draw in the round of 16, better watch out.
My love-hate relationship with the Europa League goes on. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I will not be free of the Europa League in February when it looks like we might be in the Champions League next season. And hopefully for the foreseeable future of the Ten Hag. I think this one last rodeo with me in the Europa League goes on a bit longer.
A great man once said on a Stretford Paddock watch-along, no way I'm not watching Manchester United in the Europa League. I'm not watching those games. And that man was you.
And that man's opted into all of them.
That man will now be on the watch-along this Thursday against Barcelona. Just looking...
the game next. How good is that, though? You got Barcelona in the final in like 4 days. Jesus.
I know.
If you win both, that's going to be a great week.
Yeah.
I think if we knock Barcelona out on the Thursday and we win the cup, we're winning the quadruple.
Talk to me about the Premier League, because I've not really spoken to you about football in a few weeks. We're not going to win the Premier League, are we? But here's the way I like to phrase it is,
You never know.
I think we could finish above either City or Arsenal. If you said to me, do you think you could finish above Arsenal? I'd say yes. If you said, do you think you could finish above City? I'd say yes. I don't think we'll finish
second.
But I don't think we'll finish above both of them. And do you know what I mean? I can't see it. I can see us finishing above either, but not both. Where do you place us at the minute?
The leagues we haven't got to play either of them, and they've got to play each other twice. I can see City running away with it. Now, I think it's possible they're top of the league at the end of this week. And although Arsenal will have games in hand, I think that will mentally be a big thing. They'll have top 4 sewn up. Will they then look to win a trophy elsewhere? Europa League? Could that give United a chance? I don't know. I don't think we'll win the league, though. I've said that for a long time. I think once you take Casemiro out, the drop-off's too big.
Yeah.
Once you take, Marshall out, Rashford out, drop-offs. If we lost Rashford now, we're doomed.
Yeah.
We're not scoring.
No.
So, no, we can't win the league. We could finish second.
Yeah.
But it'd only be because one of those teams drop off massively. Having said, I just said Man City, I think they'll run away with it. Part of me also thinks Arsenal beat them this week.
Yeah. I think they will. I think if you're looking at how they've both played
City
over the last
very
month,
good.
No, I don't. And against us, they were good, but they're just when they're playing badly, they're just impotent. Was it Everton where they drew against City, or they beat them even, didn't they? About a month ago or so. And you just watch it and you go, if people really just like fly into City and don't leave big gaps, they're struggling much more this season to break down those sorts of teams than they have done in recent years. I think if Arsenal just play it a bit more defensively than people are predicting, I think they can do them. I do think they can do them. I think Arsenal will beat City on Wednesday, and I still think City will win the league. That's my prediction.
No, I think if Arsenal win that game at the Emirates, I think whoever wins that game at the Emirates, if it's a draw, all right, I don't know. I don't think it changes anything at the moment. But whoever wins that game, they'll win the league.
Yeah. Big one, though, isn't it?
Trust me. If
Valentine's
Arsenal lose
Day,
against City at home and they go away to Villa against Emirates.
Yeah.
I'm sat here with you, you mug.
I want to know what you do for Valentine's Day. Are you a big romantic?
Nothing, man.
Really?
Me, what it is, yeah, Joe.
Go on, hit me
Every
with
day
it. Hit me with
is a
this
special-
defense of why you're not romantic.
Every day is a special day when you're with me.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. Yeah,
You know,
I agree with that. Special
don't
doesn't
need to put
necessarily
effort
mean
in.
good, does it?
I don't have to put effort in because every day is just an adventure.
That is one of the most sickening rejections of romance that I've ever heard in my entire life. Have you not done anything?
Anybody who says what I'm saying is a liar. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. The people who are really,
Yeah.
when you say every day is a joy, it's because they do things every day to sort of cement that, not just by resting on their laurels. So you've not bought flowers, maybe some, like a nice piece of fish,
Yeah.
booking in at a
I'm
restaurant,
a bit of a what fish? I don't eat
like
fish.
a little
you know.
fish.
I
No,
eat-
but if you get someone a
I
lobster.
eat prawns and a fillet fish from McDonald's. But lobster's all right. I had that once when I was drunk. That was good. Yeah, I got flowers. That's it though.
Self-raising flowers.
I don't get gifts
That
like
don't
that.
count. Do you not?
Yeah, get in the kitchen. Nah,
You
not
strike me
presents
as someone
and
that would buy gifts.
Nah, little flowers
sad
sent. Sent her flowers to my mom as well.
That's nice.
Valentine, about to your loved ones, isn't it?
Yeah, my mum writes
Job
us a
done.
poem every year.
What else do you need to do? But I don't expect nothing. I don't want anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
think
do
once you
feel
get to a certain stage, it's just a waste of money, and it's like, stick it in the bank. Yeah.
You could say
You know
the
what I mean?
same for every birthday and for Christmas and everything. Don't just say, instead of getting me a gift, stick it in the
Birthdays
bank.
and Christmases mean something.
Why does
Birthdays
it?
and Christmases, I go all out. Because Valentine's Day is a day manufactured just to make us spend money. Like, it's just some bullshit. What? You want me to buy a teddy bear with a love heart balloon? For what? For why? For who? Nobody wants that. Unless you're like 15, bro. What
Yeah,
is
well, that
all
works
this
for you.
bullshit? Yeah. No.
That works in
Like I
your
said,
relationship.
every
so...
day with me is a special day.
Yeah, is it? That makes sense.
Yeah. My
Especially
presence is a gift.
Especially when you've
like
been
that.
walking around with a bit of ice on your cheek, drinking smoothies all unhappy all week. I bet you've been an absolute joy to be around, don't you? So yeah, every day is a gift,
Exactly.
I'm sure.
Look after me. Why do I have to put in effort?
Disgusting.
Look after me.
Absolutely disgusting. I'm going out for a lovely Indian meal tonight.
What did you get me anyway, Joe?
For Valentine's Day.
Stop culturally appropriating my food.
Pardon? What does that even possibly mean? What does that mean? Culturally appropriating it. That is what I'm doing. I've asked for it, but instead of like normal stuff, could you just put baked beans in it instead, please? That'd be nice.
Yeah. Do you have raisins in your curry, you tramp?
I have had raisins in my curry. I've had that banana curry as well
you're
before.
disgusting. You're a tramp.
Have you ever had one of those banana curries with bananas in it?
Man, that's stupid, man. I had a banana cake from Amsterdam once. That was amazing.
I think the banana curries are great,
Yeah, man. That's rank. You got any good shit that I could watch?
Well, you've been watching. What have you been watching? Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, catching up back on that again. Love it.
Have you watched Happy Valley?
Nah, have you seen what's that film called with the new Eddie Murphy and Lauren London one on that?
Oh yeah. I'll have a look.
That was good.
I know the one
I
you
love
mean.
Lauren London.
You People.
You People. Yeah.
Is that good?
Jinx. No Return. Yeah, it was all right. It's quite good actually.
Why didn't you fancy?
You know what I mean?
Why didn't you fancy Happy Valley?
What is it?
Project in Halifax. It's a TV show about a murderer and a police officer in Halifax. What more could you want?
Do you know what? If it doesn't make me laugh and it's not a documentary, I don't watch it. All this murder stuff, if it's not real, I ain't interested. Know what I mean?
Yeah, but Sopranos is one of your favourite ever shows.
Yeah, but that's different from that. That is the greatest show of all
Right,
time.
okay.
I will I will watch every episode of that over and over again. Sometimes I just pick out a random episode and just watch it. That's how good it is.
Yeah, I like shows where it's like that. I just do that with
Yeah,
the
Sopranos is the
American
greatest.
Office.
The Wire's up there, but for me, Sopranos is more rewatchable. You get what I mean?
Can I talk to you about Jadon Sancho for a second? Because we've not actually spoke about this together. What do you make of him coming back? Are you worried? Do you feel like we're sort of past this moment that he was in, or do you think that this is still like an ongoing thing that's going to be a few ups and downs here? Because it's a mad situation, wasn't it? And then now he's back in and we're just, play him every week.
I think his issues are more than football.
Yeah.
Maybe it had a knock-on effect on his football, and I think therefore just needed some time out. I think the support of the manager is huge. How many footballers do you see with their profile pictures, them and their manager? It's very rare that. And I just think, I think the way he's been treated by Ten Hag and the club, supported, brought back, he was brought off quite early, like you said, for fitness reasons against Leeds. But he looks lively. He was trying to make things happen. He looked good when he came on against Leeds at Old Trafford. Yeah, I like him. I think he's a good kid, and I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about Jadon Sancho at all. And I think just like we've seen with Rashford, I think we'll see Sancho get back to that level again and show why we bought him for so much money.
I'd love that. Yeah, that's the
And I
thing
think Antony's playing well as well. I think people talking about Antony like he's been rubbish. I think that's a joke. I think he could do better at times, and I think he could commit more defenders and, be a bit more confident, but pretty good.
Yeah, I think that. I don't think he's worth as much criticism as he's had. People like criticising players like Antony because he does a bit of a skill and he's dyed his hair blonde and he's a bit like seen as being a bit flash or whatever. But when you actually look at how he plays, he's good. He makes some mistakes, but he's effective and he wins. We win more games when he's playing. Like I don't see the problem there. If he cost less than 80 million, we would not have a problem with how he's playing. I think he's been good for United, especially when. We've had almost no one else to cover on that side for him as well when he's not been fit. So, I think he's been really good. Just on the owners as well. The current runners are obviously Ineos, sort of fronted by Jim Ratcliffe. But then there's also this talk about.
I'm not sure about them, man.
Yeah, go on, because they talked about them being with like Goldman Sachs and potential American banks, which is kind of reminiscent of the Glazers.
Sounds like a jazzed up Glazers to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people saying, the debt wouldn't be ours, but the company that owns us would have that debt. And therefore, they would expect some return in order to finance that debt in whatever form that comes. Yeah. Other people say, from a financial perspective and tax reasons, it's good for those companies to have that debt. And maybe they're right, I don't know. But I don't know, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. Especially when you're looking at the numbers that it would be. This isn't 100 million, 300 million. So you're talking billions here. If you can't pay that back at some point, you've had it. Yeah. So that's a worry. Look, I think people infatuate more on Middle Eastern owners and the issues that they have than say, when Roman came to England, he was lauded and he was welcomed and all these kind of things. And like, if Elon Musk came, no one would look at his dodgy past, you know what I mean? If he came with his money. But having said that, despite that hypocrisy, I still would never want to be state-owned. I don't care if you're from Qatar. I don't care if you're from America.
Yeah.
I don't really care where you're from. It's like, if the money's there and you want to treat the club right, that's fine by me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't want to be state-owned. Any state.
No.
You know what I mean? That's just not for me, personally.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of those things where it becomes something other than football then, doesn't it? Because I get the idea conceptually of a businessman or a fan of Manchester United wanting to own the club or have a stake in the club or whatever. I get that. That makes sense to me. But the idea of a country wanting to sort of spread their influence across the globe by owning one of the biggest sort of institutions in England. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like that. Like you said, regardless of who it is. And obviously,
I think also when you look at, people will say it's not linked to the thing. You've got this QSI, which is Qatar Sports Investments, and you got Qatar Investments, something QIC or something like that. We would be owned by one, and PSG is owned by the other. But the sports one is a subsidiary of the QIC or whatever it is. So they're linked. Yeah. And they're both linked to the state.
They're the same.
It clearly is.
Yeah.
It clearly is the same. But look, the government are going to open their arms to this because they want the investment from the Qataris. The Qataris already own, I think, things like Harrods and all these kind of different places. So the government aren't going to prevent any of this, just like the government didn't prevent Newcastle's owners, City's owners, the Glazer ownership, Thaksin Shinawatra, all these different people that have taken clubs under control and have been wrong, been bad owners for various different reasons. Yeah. They've been welcomed, and that will be the same here. I don't think that, so I just wouldn't want to see us. You see City fans this week with banners about their owners and about their lawyers and all this. I'd never resort to that. Not me.
No. Embarrassing. It is gross, actually, that, isn't it? Like, what are you doing? Was that meant to be horrendous. Like a joke thing? Was that meant to be a funny thing? Or were they like, no, we're fighting this? Because they were booing the Premier League song and all that.
I think it was meant to be funny, the banner. The banner was meant to be a play on words or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're ultimately supporting what you know to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't defend what you know is blatantly obvious. We've all been seeing it for a long time. So I just find that weird as well.
Yeah, and that thing with the owners as well, like you could say, oh, it's a different brand and it's QIC instead of QSI or whatever, but that's what you tell the government to get through the sort of loopholes. That conversation can be had on an official level, but unofficially, we all know that these are the same people that own Qatar, PSG would own Man United. We can't pretend that really that's not happening just because legally that's not what's happening. We know it is. So, yeah.
I don't want Elon Musk either.
Who would you rather have, Elon Musk or Qatar? Or the Qatari, whoever specifically it is.
That is bloody hell. That is a horrible one.
It's tough, isn't it?
I'd say Qatar.
Would you?
I'd say Qatar. I wouldn't want Elon Musk anywhere near Manchester United, no. Nah. Also, look how he made his money, bro. His money comes from apartheid and all them things there, don't they?
Yeah, I know. Sad, isn't it, really?
Bro, he acts like he's this genius as well, yeah. He takes over things that are already there, you know what I mean? He doesn't invent anything, bro. Fraudulent. Imagine him coming to Old Trafford, trying to come to Old Trafford and...
He'd come up with some mad idea, wouldn't he, to try and fix and change everything. Something that was just radical, like a floating stadium or something like that.
Yeah, don't give me Elon Musk.
No. You get to the point though with this where, like you said,
I can't stand the fella.
You look at how he made his money, or how his family made their money that was then given down to him, or whatever. You look at the Qataris and the sort of political and different things going on there, the sort of human rights and things going on there. Dubai's another one, and then you look at the American banks, and you get to the point where you realise that whoever it is, there are obviously degrees, and it's not just one is as bad as the other, but there's no one where you go, you're perfect, you've never done anything wrong, you've got loads of money, you're going to work for Manchester United. That person just doesn't exist. That group of people doesn't exist. So it's going to be someone who you wouldn't want. It's going to be someone substandard, and yet you've got to pick who's the least substandard of all of these shit options. That's just what football is now, isn't it, really?
It's like voting these days.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's like voting. You're voting for a douchebag or a turd sandwich.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
You don't know where that comes from, do you? Where's that come from?
Douchebag or a turd sandwich. South Park.
Well done.
Yes, thanks, Ethan. Ethan behind the camera like. Thank you, Ethan, very much. Right, on that note, that's going to be all from us. Make sure you check out Manscaped. The link to that is in the description. Thank you once again for sponsoring
can you give me
show.
another Manscaped, please? I broke mine by accident.
How did you break it? It's almost indestructible.
I fell it off. No, it is indestructible. I fell it off that's not English. It dropped off the top of my wardrobe.
Unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous.
Like, it was in its holster.
Why is it on the top of your wardrobe?
Because, you know, I was moving some stuff around and I put it there. And then I went to grab something from behind it and then it launched off. Please save my balls.
Yeah, well, you can use our special code, which is in the description, to make sure you get the discount, Adam. We're not giving you a free one. You can use our code at checkout to get 20% off and
yours?
Free shipping. You can share mine. We can do it at the same time. We can touch our stuff together and just shave up the middle. Perfect. Right, thank you very much for joining us. Hit subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This has been Uncensored with a swollen-faced Adam McKola and me, Joe Smith. We'll see you in a bit.